Well, one has to be alert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Even there's prophecies now that will happen. And Catherine Emmerich prophesies another church, dark church that's growing inside the Catholic Church. There are several prophecies that detail that. Good day, guys. How you doing?
Right there.
And the thing is, the problem is, the prophecy said that they will change the words of consecration, so the consecration will not be valid.
Okay.
And then this is the abomination of the desolation that they talk about. That's end times prophecy.
Yes.
But,
I think.
Meanwhile, we have the valid sacrament. Meanwhile, we have valid sacraments, valid confession.
Yes.
Valid Eucharist.
I mean, amongst the sedevacantists, those who reject that there's been any pope since 1958. I mean, there's different sedevacantists. Some go back to the Middle Ages and say there's been no pope since then. I was going to say biryani is his name, but that's an Indian food, isn't it? Ibrahim. Never mind. Anyway, 1958 is the popular cut-off date for many sedevacantists who say that all the popes since then have been illegitimate. Won't go into that so much. But, I forgot what I was going to say. But either way, yeah, you have these prophecies about difficult time coming to the church. And when Jesus says, when the Son of Man returns, in Luke's Gospel, will he find any faith on earth? Well, this would suggest there's been a widespread apostasy. But if the Catholic Church's leaders have stayed faithful completely as a bloc, then it's hard to imagine an apostasy that would be so widespread that Jesus would speak in that way. Because after all, we could have the massive Europeans apostatizing, ceasing to be Catholic, but if there's a firm, strong core of Catholics who accept what the Pope and the bishops and the cardinals say, then in every European nation we would have a kernel of the truth being carried on. But what we're seeing is, at the top, mass confusion being spread down, filtering all through. This has been going on since the 1960s. So, yeah, we're in a mess, and it's partly made by the Vatican. Pope Paul VI, he failed to stamp on a lot of the problems which were emerging from the Second Vatican Council. The Council need not have been a problem had he been as firm as, say, Pope St. Pius X. But the problem with Pope Paul VI, he was mixed up with those who some would call modernists. Doesn't mean he was a modernist himself. But the problem is, once you're kind of like, when you associate with such people, it's harder for you to stamp on them and to cast them out. It's expel them from the church. Whatever the reason, he was terribly weak. And John Paul II, I remember, promoted two German archbishops to be cardinals. Now, one was a Cardinal Muller. Now, I can't remember the other one. I think it may have been Casper. These were well known to be heretics by any standards of the Catholic Church, and yet they were made cardinals. John Paul II did these kinds of things. So we can say an individually orthodox pope is failing to really hammer this spreading heresy in the church. And it's now because of this we've reached the stage we've reached. And unfortunately, because God knew this was going to happen, and there's no institution of orthodoxy anywhere in the world outside of it. I mean, we can't say go and join the Eastern Orthodox. I mean, you should have to choose which one. But because this is the way we are, we have to say, well, Jesus is the only one who can remedy it. Only through our Lord can we actually find the truth. Now, we've got 19 centuries of Catholicism distilled in our catechisms, so that's good. So you can read the truth. But when new ideas are put out by the leadership of the Catholic Church which go against that truth, it's going to be hard for young Catholics to actually know what the truth is. That's probably why orthodoxy is tempting.